Well, Jay, firstly, we didn't get to speak after the game on Sunday, so just give us your reflections of the London City game.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a really positive performance from the group. I was gutted for them at the end of the game. I think they left everything out on that pitch and deserved something from it, if not a point. It could have been 3. From what we could control, I was really, really pleased. I thought our out of possession shape, given the quality of London City with the ball, was extremely pleasing. I think we had some real good moments on the turnover, and maybe our decision making at times just let us down with the ball. And against the ball, obviously, thought we did well for large periods. Unfortunately, the goal we've conceded has come off the back, and we've reflected, obviously, come off the back of a throw not giving our way, a foul on our midfielder, and then a potential offside. And listen, Izzy Goodwin's punished as she's done all season. And obviously, there were moments in the game that I feel aggrieved from, and I kind of showed that on Sunday. And unfortunately, we didn't get those decisions we thought we should have.
I can imagine a performance you can take quite a lot from, especially going into this Sunday.
Yeah, and I think that's where the emotion kind of stemmed from. We've had a big chat for a penalty on Sophie Quirk in the first half, and a huge one at the end on Megan Hornby, and the players didn't get what they deserved, which is an opportunity from the spot to have ultimately taken a point, if not all 3 from the game. But like you said, there's a lot of positives. I think the players come away frustrated with the things that they couldn't control, likewise myself, but from what they could control and the things that we were happy with, there's lots we could take away. Large periods of the game, we nullified through the half spaces, we prevented their playmakers getting on the ball in between the lines, and we nullified them to far and few shots, especially in that second half. And when we had the ascendancy, that last 15 minutes, we got the crowd on our side, and together we felt there was a belief that something was going to come of it. And unfortunately it didn't, and now we've got to look at why it didn't and ensure that we can now change them fortunes against Sunderland at the weekend.
What's the reaction been like in training this week, and even after the game on Sunday? Because I imagine it's given that extra motivation to go and get something. Yeah,
I think we've had a spike now. There was a bit of a lull early on in the week, and rightfully so. The players were gutted when they come in on the Tuesday, because I felt that they gave everything. You only have to look at the physical data. I think it's one of the highest we've exerted on the pitch, and they didn't get anything from it. And we keep saying there's positives, but we need points with the position we're in, and the fact we've got 7 league games left of the season, and the girls know that. They know there's a bit more pressure now mounting week on week, but there's a lot that we can to take into the games coming up now, because we played arguably 3 of the top teams in the league, and we've been in all 3 of those games. And since Christmas there has been a real change in our belief and our focus, and now we just got to change that into quality moments, which we've been working on the training pitch this week.
Of course, not playing for points this Sunday in FA Cup action. Firstly, just want to get your reflections on the Blackburn game. What do you remember of that one?
Yeah, it was a real good performance from us. Thought we took the game to Blackburn. Obviously, it was a bit of a logistical nightmare with the game getting called off and rearranged 3 days later. So there's lots that went on behind the scenes to ensure that went ahead. But the players were superb. They got to that pitch and they gave everything they could. And I think we pressed well. Our counter pressures were superb. We limited them to 1 chance. And against top teams, they punish. And even teams like Blackburn, they will punish if you give them a moment. They're an efficient group of players. However, going the other way, we were disappointed not to have 4, 5, 6 in that game. I think we created a host of opportunities. It's probably been the story of our season, creating and not converting, and that's something now that we want to work with the players to ensure we can do, because big moments are going to come our way and we need to start taking them.
Sunderland on Sunday, of course, the opponents. What can you take from the 2-2 draw earlier in the season at their place?
Yeah, I think it was a catalyst really for this kind of upturn in performance and some of the results getting tighter. I think in that game, again, we were disappointed not to come away with a win. I think the 2 goals we conceded were errors of our own, and the 2 goals we've scored were created by us and made by us and converted by us, which we've got to be proud of. So I think the players look back at that game going, it's a missed opportunity to take all 3. It was a transitional game against a well-established side, and we know they've got quality all over the pitch, and you have to nullify their threats with pace running and beyond. They've got one of the most prolific strikers in the league aside Izzy Goodwin. They've got Eleanor Dale, who scores goals, and they've got quality across the whole pitch. So we know where we need to hurt them. We know what we need to do is be transitional, get runs at the back line and affect them as early as possible. But they're obviously coming. There's a stake at the quarter-final, so there's pressure on both teams to try and get to that stage.
Another great opportunity to play here in front of our fans again. What's your message to them ahead of Sunday?
Well, my message isn't necessarily to them, it's to our players. When we put in tackles like the Izzy Collins one, and when we fought and we pressed and we got in London City's faces, They then responded with the noise, with the energy, and together we created something really special in those final kind of 10-15 minutes of the game. And we have to do that now from the get-go. We have to get the fans on our side early. We have to work together, and it's a formidable place when we can get it like that. It's obviously been extremely difficult with previous games with the teams that have been coming here, but there's no pressure on us now. There's no points to play for, so there's just a stake in the next round, which we obviously want, and probably for this group it'll be a welcome distraction.